Mera Radio Entertainment.
Hulu Plus. Yes, Hulu Plus. Today's episode is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus gives you total control to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. Try it now and get a cool special deal, a free extended trial of Hulu Plus. Just go to huluplus.com/TMOS. Remember, that's huluplus.com/TMOS. And now, can I have a timpani?
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. And around the world on MikeOMaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Now, do you have the brackets?
I do.
Now, who did this? What listener did this for
Everyone
us?
is talking about March Madness. They're getting excited to fill out their brackets.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about it. I'd like to talk about it later on in the show, whether we're going to do anything with it.
Yeah, but don't we love basketball on this program?
We hate basketball on this program.
But what I love is listener Justin Best.
Listener Justin Best?
Justin Best.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Who came up with Mike Madness.
Oh,
now, what
this
I
is
hold
even
in my
better.
hand is a 64 impression bracket.
That's even better.
Where he has seeded all of the impressions. Now, there's many more than 64 impressions.
I'm not going to be.
impressions.
I'd like to point out that during this opening segment, I will not be doing 64 impressions.
No. As a matter of fact, I don't think we'll have time to even really go through
and
the
Mike,
whole bracket.
Yeah, Mike Madness. This is how basketball over the NCAA tournament works, Mike. You
Right.
actually have a couple matchups, and then you move on to the next.
I
next
know
day
how
or
a
the next-
bracket works,
Oh,
for
okay,
God's
I was
sake.
just- I don't know.
He's
if we're
talking
following
down
along.
to
I
you.
don't
Do you
know if
know?
we're following
You
along.
know what? You know the difference between Oscar and me.
What's that?
I bet Oscar in his home does not have a bracket trophy.
Oh no,
That's
I
true.
don't.
Have you seen my
No,
bracket trophy?
no.
Have
I
you
do
ever
everything
seen-
online.
Have you ever seen my bracket trophy?
No,
I didn't even know
And
you
the-
had one.
And these aren't the NCAA brackets.
What bracket are they?
I'm going to go get it for you.
Oh, nice.
The only brackets I have in my
It's
house.
a golf bracket.
Oh, okay. I have brackets that hold up shelves,
Yeah,
which are great.
I know an old movie reviewer for Big O and Dukes. His name was Mike Bracken.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Was he great?
Yeah, he was pretty good, and then he
But
stopped
was he-
going to see movies.
But was he great?
No, he stopped going to see movies.
So that's really probably
fire him.
the baseline requirement for going to see to be a movie reviewer.
He
You
did
have
one
to have seen
time,
them.
and I know there's about.
Did he have
completely
like a
different
crystal
show.
ball? How did
No,
he do
we
it?
caught him that he wasn't going. Yes.
That was the
Mike Bracken.
I loved the Big O and Duke show. That is the only part of that show I could not. When I heard that guy was coming on, I was in another state.
Well, we again there is
guy was paint drying.
there's a difference of opinion on that program, but he was a lovable.
That was a nice dismissive comment, Oscar.
a lovable character, and we rooted for him because he had gone through a bad. When we first met him, oh, that's a nice bracket.
That
Look
is
at that.
beautiful.
Mike is showing me the Robert Trent Jones Golf Club 2004 Match Play Championship bracket.
This is back when I was moneyed.
Look
What?
at that.
Is that back when that was a public course?
No, it was not a public course.
I'm kidding.
How dare you, Rob?
I know.
It was never a public course.
Look at
85
this,
people
though.
with BMWs are going to chase me home tonight.
So what do we have? We have.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Well, I know we have to talk into the microphone.
You know, a photograph of that would really look excellent for our show picture today.
Look at that bracket, though, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
I started out number 5.
Hey,
and,
look at that. Look at those names. How many people are still alive on that chart?
Stop it. That's cool. You know what? I'm not
know
going
of
to go
one.
there. You know what? We're not going to mention any of those names. He might be right.
That's true. Name some of the
actually be
people, Mike. Name some of
No.
the people that lost. On the 10th anniversary of your match play championship.
That was 10 years ago.
10 years
Wow.
ago, 2004. Same year, I won the match play championship season long
Right.
at Robert Trent Jones Golf Club.
That is
and the
beautiful.
Boston Red Sox won the World Series. It was a good sports year.
What a great year.
All downhill since then. So-
Probably related, those two events. All right.
So the Mike Madness.
Yes, courtesy of listener Justin Best. Do you want to start in TMOS East, TMOS West, TMOS North, or TMOS South?
Well, we're in the East. We should start in the East.
okay,
Now,
that's
okay,
the
so-
upper left bracket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I reserve the right to dive into an impression if I feel like it, but the fact is I have my dinger buzzer here to tell you whether I approve of the rankings here. Of anybody that should be able to approve of the rankings, I think I would be able to tell you where I think
I
they
don't know,
should
but
be
are
ranked.
you not too close
Maybe I'm
to
too
the
close.
situation?
This may be a
To
lot
judge
of work
clearly.
as well. Yeah, a third party need to be involved.
Yes,
So I think everybody can comment.
Can we somehow work this throughout the month of March so we have matchups that come together?
Let's go through the first round of the East.
No, because let me get. I'm glad I've got the buzzer. No, because if we start, then it becomes a competition. Then it becomes
But you're
a competition.
competing with yourself.
But it's a critique.
You always win.
No,
I will always beat you.
I am not going to always win. I am not going to. This is a
Hey,
lose-lose.
you
If
won.
I ever saw it coming, this is a lose-lose-lose.
Mike, you won 10
Brilliant.
years ago in that match play championship. Let's keep the record going.
You're due.
Win, win, win. And this is also
Isn't
with
that
a
a
grain of
beautiful
salt.
It is gorgeous. I've never seen a trophy like
And you
that
still have
before.
the hanging hardware taped to the back. I didn't realize that. Look at that.
Look at that.
All right,
pretty impressive.
thank
You can put that up somewhere. Maybe on a wall.
Well, are you indicating that I didn't hang it up properly? Is
No,
that
I'm
what you're
just saying
I
you
hung
still-
this up. I put a nail in the wall and I hung it up that way. For God, you're such.
Yeah,
a
but the hardware ensures that it doesn't fall. It secures it to the wall.
Okay, I've had it up there since 2004 and it hasn't fallen. I think I got it right.
Well, it's off the wall now. I know that for sure.
All right, so
All right,
what
and
is
also
this
with a grain of
stupid
salt,
bracket thing
you
we're
should
doing?
know that these are the rankings from listener Justin Best.
Yes, yes.
So take that.
Accredited.
So what happens
He's
is,
the best listener.
and he's just in time.
Yes, okay.
This
thank
is
you.
really coming in through his filter. So
I
that's
thought
the
it was
deal.
accounting services of Justin Best.
It could be. Could
Yes.
be.
Is he
So-
an accountant?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, Mike Madness, TMOS East.
How many
No-
of these are you going to go through?
Well, there's 64.
Yeah, I got to go through all 64
No,
in
as
the
I
opening segment.
we can begin and
Yes.
then maybe take it into the whole March Madness thing.
Yeah, well, it is the month of March.
Yes, and it's a big month for Mike, but Mike Madness and St. Patrick's Day, which is big for his people.
Yeah, let's pretend you're Irish.
My father's favorite line in 2 years.
What an a-hole.
It's
All right.
Hey, it's going to be
I-
a milestone St. Patrick's
I
Day.
listened to that.
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
We don't understand why totals are down across the East Coast.
Are you going to dress little Michael up as a leprechaun?
We're going to get him through his little head cold first, and then
yeah,
we're going to
sorry.
see how he's doing. He's not feeling it. I'd like to send out my best to little Mike. We'll talk about that in just a second. All right, get to these goddamn brackets.
Number 16 seed, Mr. Milburn Drysdale goes up against number 1 seed, Brian Butterfield.
Wow. Okay. All right. You know what? Not a bad. If you're going to rank,
Can I offer
if you're going to
commentary?
rank Milburn Drysdale way down, and timeliness plays into this too.
Yeah, but Milburn Drysdale also gets points for being a classic voice.
Now here's the thing, though. Brian Butterfield, me ripping off another person's comedy, which I've done for years. I've done that with many different impressionists, and I've done that. So it doesn't. To me, it's not an original, and it's not me doing an original impression of somebody who's famous. It's me doing an
character.
impression of a character.
I have to lean towards the number 1 seed, and I'll tell you why. And Oscar, we want your input as well.
I know Brian Butterfield makes you laugh.
It almost killed me
That's
on a road
right.
trip. Stop
he
it.
does make you laugh. Bull, 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 bull.
Oscar, your thought. Butterfield Drysdale. Do you know who Milburn Drysdale is?
I have no idea.
He's the president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Oh, I do like Beverly
Miss
Hills.
Hathaway, get Jed Clampett on the line.
Mr. Drysdale, I'm sorry. Miss Hathaway is dressed in her Boy Scout uniform and cannot be here today.
She's boss.
yeah, she might
I'm
go
a big
play for the
fan.
So
other
long
team.
ago, I haven't even done it.
I know. He used to be a big player when we do the Groaners.
That's right, Miss Hathaway. Milburn Drysdale, president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Your thought, Oscar.
A bon.
He likes Butterfield.
Okay,
Of course,
so-
everybody would.
so then it's
a
sort of-
fresher impression.
Do we ask?
It's a fresher impression, just like Lewis.
Stop it. Do we ask the tiebreaker in the corner where the vote is?
Do we ask the tiebreaker as to whether we ask Pony or not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I was in Disney World last month. I took my kids, and Disney World sucks. We stayed at a Disney World hotel, and they have commercials 24 hours a day on the television there, promoting Disney World. And you watch the commercials, and there are no lines for any of the rides. The park is empty, and every kid has their own character to go on a ride with. They do. Their holding hands are Goofy and Mickey, and, I get there. You can't even get near these characters. I mean, they got bodyguards with them. They do. It's like, hey, Mickey. Mickey ain't talking to anybody right now. He's on a smoke break. Go ride the teacup or some Come on. Think he wants to hang out with a little kid like you? Grow some first.
Coming to you live from Mike O'Mara's living room studio in the historic radio district of Manassas, Virginia, a bustling suburb of the nation's capital. It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cabby Fiver Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We're broadcasting all over the planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 22 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Hello, Kyle Hughes.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why?
Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by Stamps.com. You know, getting your mailing and shipping done seems like a no-win situation. Going to the post office takes up your valuable time, and if you lease a postage meter, you're looking at an expensive multi-year commitment with hidden fees. We say boo. Boo. Luckily, I know a better way. It's called Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can buy and print postage on demand for any letter or package with your own computer and printer. You'll even get special postage discounts you can't even find at the post office.
How about that?
Plus, Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter, and at a fraction of the cost. You can save up to 80% compared to a postage meter. And you will avoid those trips to the post office that are eating up all of your time. We have used Stamps.com for months, and we love it. You will save money, and you'll save valuable time. Some of the worst moods I've ever been in have been driving to and from the post office.
Post offices in the wintertime, they tend to be about 160 degrees, too.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
Especially like right after we had a snowstorm here in the Washington, D.C. area. Right after that, you know, with the poorly plowed driveways.
That's
and,
right.
You know, you're in there fighting for the parking spaces. It just sucks.
Hate it.
Yeah, check this offer out for our listeners. A 30-day free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer includes a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. All you have to do is go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, and use our code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Remember, Stamps.com, enter TMOS, and you'll never have to go to the post office again, and that's worth the entire enchilada, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Look at you, baby. You were kind of like Dick Vitale when we were doing the brackets, and we'll be done with that in only 64 shows.
Two things. I would like to say to all of our listeners, thank you for the kind words about us rolling in here on Sunday
Lord's
to
Day.
tape the show, the Lord's Day, because we we do tape this show, and because we tape this show, we taped it on Sunday because we had no idea what the weather was going to bring us. And to be honest with you, around showtime on Monday, I looked out the window and said, it was a good thing.
was
And
a
I
great
never
call.
say that because I'm a New Englander, and normally I go, bunch of candy asses. They would have made it in. Candy asses. No, the bottom line is we do this like a Letterman show, like a Jimmy Kimmel show, and the fact is that, I figured it was the right call to make sure we had a show for you on Monday with the weather coming in, and I don't regret that decision at all, and it was very nice of people to give us the props for that, because as we've mentioned before on the Mike O'Mara Show, really 3-4 years ago, that was a show that we like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you Tuesday.
Maybe Wednesday.
We take it a little more seriously now, and I think that's a good thing. So it was a pleasure to do that. The only thing that we missed out on was talking about Oscar, who will
not
win.
me.
No,
Academy
we talked
Awards.
about him.
Yeah, and not you. It was the Academy Awards, and I will say another thing I felt good about.
Wonderful night for Oscar.
Who will win? There it is. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'll tell you another thought, too, that we taped the show on Sunday, and I said, we're not going to be able to talk about the Oscars on Monday's show. We'll have to wait till Tuesday. No regrets, because that show was the greatest foray into the land of suck I think I have ever seen.
Was it as bad?
I may be done. I may actually be done.
Was it as bad as the James Franco Anne Hathaway one?
No, probably not. But
Probably a few more laughs, but it had a bad energy, if that makes any sense.
It had a terrible energy, and the fact is that it's not the host. I don't really. What matters to me are why does this suck so totally? Why it sucks so totally is because you have award after award,
too many
after award. It's a complete circle, Jay, and it's not for the public. We care about the movies. We care about the actors. We don't care about best editing in a foreign short.
You're right. You don't care about the.
But if you were, and again, I agree with you. I think the format is dying. By the way,
the whole award show.
The award
format?
show. I think, especially with Academy Awards, they'll always be around. They have to evolve like the Grammys have evolved.
Now, wasn't it the Grammys that about 5 years ago
they changed?
They went to like 4 awards and 1 million performances,
which really kind of sucks for the best voiceover actor, who probably should get his props.
You're
but
right.
but overall, if you're still trying to entertain and it's a TV show,
which it is, I think first and foremost, it is to entertain the public. That's why they pay.
Yeah.
That's why the advertisers pay the big dollars to get on that show, and that's what it should be. I think that's what it should be.
They have to make it more entertaining.
Yeah, it's
not. Now, I'll take the McConaughey speech. I'll take the Jared Leto speech.
Jared did a great job.
And I'll take a few moments within the broadcast, but you can have everything else back, because as I sat there, I said, this is like the stuffiest, most boring show I have seen all year.
Absolutely horrible.
Then I heard this morning as I was coming in, that apparently, and you probably saw this through the death reel without jumping too far ahead.
Right. Yeah,
the death reel,
I read that they omitted some very key people.
They omitted some people, but also if you looked at the cheering that was going on, out of the blue after James Gandolfini came back up, there was no cheering, there was no sound, it was just the reel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And within the room, it's reported that, and again, I have to give credit, this is again from a source, that they told them not to cheer for anybody. And some people said, well, if James Gandolfini didn't come up and within the crowd started cheering, so they thought they couldn't trust the crowd.
Oh my God!
So they
really?
just killed the sound.
So that's like at a high school assembly where they say, "Don't applaud for anybody."
Yes.
You could double the time for a death reel.
Absolutely.
You could triple the time for a death, in my opinion.
How many
That, to me,
people
is one
watch
of
the show just for that?
It really is something that's always moving, and I think it's a wonderful tribute. There's where the assistant editor and the guy that chopped the film and the person that was the key grip, that's they give those people the
When
due.
you talk about the problem about entertainment, you are sitting on the biggest gold mine of treasure of entertainment, the American film canon. If you did several film montages that were fun and loose and exciting, you could do that throughout the night, and you would have a show. You would really have a show.
And another thing, really, that and this would take this might be stuffy, Oscar, but I think that as somebody who's 54 years old and I've been watching movies my whole life, I would love to see more of a tribute to the actors that have been around, and I think that they just didn't do that. I don't give a rat's ass about some guy that that adapted a screenplay. I know, with all due respect, they make their little delineation where they have their separate awards that aren't televised. Well, put them all in that category.
Exactly.
Show me the actors that I paid to see. Show me the movies that I paid to see. Director, I can accept that as well. But then when you get into the technical awards, it's just so dull. There is no connection with the American public with these guys.
It's an award show
None.
for the industry.
It's
and
for
that's
the
what
industry.
They're
It
making
is.
a mistake because
Yeah.
in the past, to be fair to everybody that enjoys the program, that was you didn't have that many choices. That was the thing to do.
Right.
You had the 3 major networks. You were lucky if you had some UHF channels. And if someone had a salad dish, God forbid you'd be close to them and watch a different channel from another country in their home. Now you have so many choices. By the way, True Detective was on. I could have done that.
And
I
also-
haven't watched my True Detective yet.
Oh, you don't even know.
Really?
Yeah, you
Look
go
at him.
back.
He's all excited.
Finale, if I'm not mistaken?
No.
Second to last
7th
one.
episode,
Penultimate
yes.
The
episode.
penultimate episode.
You taught me that, Rob.
Good word.
I'm 54, but you taught me penultimate.
Another thing when I
Because
was
you have so many choices.
When you speak about choices, also back then, movies were a more mainstream source of entertainment. People all saw the same movies because, again, choices were limited. Everyone saw the movie that was going to be Best Picture. Now with independent film and your Netflix and all the other outlets for film, there's so many things out there that people have never seen.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot less mainstream and
tough.
harder to tune into.
What was the one thing you liked about the broadcast?
What I was going to say, and I'm bringing it up right now, is one of the things I liked, and I will be honest with this, is I liked the awards. I think they got the awards right.
I agree.
think they really got the big awards right because, and it's also phenomenal. I cannot stand it, even if I'm a fan of the movie, I cannot stand it when you get one movie that just sweeps everything.
Titanic.
Now sometimes, like Titanic was an example of that. I think that different movies offer different things, and I was also kind of pleased that after my pan of American Hustle that it was goose egg.
Yeah, nothing.
I was kind of happy
Shocking.
about that.
Way to go, Swami.
But really, the acting award going to Matthew McConaughey. Anybody that saw that movie, He was incredible.
He was.
Probably his role of a lifetime. He was that good in that. I thought that 12 Years a Slave deserved Best Picture. And I think really that Gravity, based on the new technology that was used, I thought that guy deserved Best Director. Must have been an incredible effort for him to direct
And
that.
I think they also swept technical awards, didn't
Yes.
they? So, I mean, it was recognized in the field where it made advancements, and I think that's wise.
Just circling back to just the broadcast overall, I always feel like the host of the program always has the most pressure because they want to make it as entertaining as possible.
Yes.
But if your subject matter is so effing boring, how the hell are you supposed to make it more entertaining? But I mean, what I mean by that is like you can't. I know she tried, but there's only. And I'm not a huge Ellen fan. Yes, I signed up for that newsletter to win everything she was giving away.
How'd that go?
Didn't go too well. I just get emails from her. I will say that that I felt for her because I was like, you have to just play it safe. If
Right.
the room is that stuffy where they tell you not to applaud for the death reel.
Here
But
it is.
however-
can I just give
Sure.
a suggestion? Because Ellen's done this before. She's safed her way through it before, and it doesn't have to be that way. All it has to be, and Rob, I think you'll agree with this, is you get a good writing staff.
Yep.
You get a great writing staff that puts together jokes that they don't have to be attack jokes, but they can be right up to
Tina
the
Fey
edge.
and Amy Poehler.
Precisely.
Exactly.
Yep.
With Seth Meyers writing for them, they are spot on, and they do a great job. Now, we thought there was hope when Ellen made the comment to Liza Minnelli, which I thought was hysterical.
That was funny,
When
yeah.
said, "There's a Liza Minnelli impersonator here. Nice job, sir." That was, and then they
Wonderful.
did the reaction shot where Liza was put off by it. Of course, she would be. It was great.
I thought that they had a chance. At that point, I was still giving them a chance.
Yeah, and somebody was right. Even the pizza, the initial gag was funny, but what that gag should have been is you bring all the pizzas in. You bring a guy with 30 pizzas and you start handing them out. Gag over. She went. Somebody was talking about this, that they talked about the pizza, then they ordered the pizza, then they brought the pizza out, then they determined who was going to pay for
Killed
the
the
pizza.
bit.
She destroyed the bit.
And also,
She
I would
destroyed
give
the
them
bit.
I would give them a pass on the pizza bit if the show didn't run 32 minutes over,
Right.
because it really looked like she was trying to fill time.
But look at the fact that you've got every Hollywood luminary there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, would it really be so bad to make a Woody Allen pedophile joke? Would it really? I don't think so. If you do it in
If
a
you do it
creative way,
properly.
you make a soft joke about that. You make a soft joke
I don't know.
about George Clooney and his womanizing.
Oh, you can do
look
that.
What Amy
The
Poehler.
pedophilia is. There's no soft joke.
Well,
there.
you know what? Look. I've read everything. You're probably right, Oscar.
Now the joke
Probably
exists.
buzzer for O'Mara. Hey, I need a soft joke about pedophilia. Make
Better
sure you
than
give
going
me-
the other direction.
Here's the thing. You probably, no, that's not going to work. No, I don't like that one either. No, I don't care for that one. The fact, I'm just of the school. I'm of the school that really thinks that, first of all, I think Cate Blanchett deserved her Oscar for
Yes.
Blue Jasmine, a movie that I saw. But the fact is that this is the elephant in the room, and I've read everything there is to read about this Mia Farrow Woody Allen controversy. And it's never been in front of any kind of jury. It's never been, if this is true, if his behavior was this way, I just wish there was some closure on it.
Yeah.
And it really sucks. But it doesn't matter with the recent allegations of child molestation that was levied at Woody Allen by one of his daughters. You've still got the fact that he ended up marrying another one of his adopted daughters.
Right.
So, he's got the track
the
record.
creep
So when
fact.
you
The
throw
meter's
that-
already at 8.
It
You're
is.
already like,
It is.
Is it possible?
And why? Because he's a talented filmmaker. He gets a free pass. I cry BS on Hollywood, and they deserve what they get for this. So I think somebody that really, it really sucks that he gets this complete free pass. And if he's not going to be judged by a jury, you make a little flip comment.
How about
it.
this as a soft joke?
Okay, Rob's writing.
Oh
a
my
joke.
God! He's
Just thinking.
still,
Just
Just
thinking.
thinking. Woody Allen is sorry that he could not be here tonight, but he couldn't get a babysitter. See, that's nothing. That's nothing.
still creepy and not okay.
Why wouldn't it be okay? You see, I'd love it. Wouldn't the public accept that? I think the public
I don't
might
think
accept
the public
that.
would accept that.
All right, what if we change it to this? Couldn't get a babysitter he trusted.
How about this one? We're writing him right now.
It's just horrible. Not appropriate.
You're right. That's why
I'm
I
not
don't.
with these
Glad
guys.
to see that Cate Blanchett won for Blue Jasmine. I know Woody Allen would be touched, or at least his kids would be. Thank you. Pony with the reaction. They're pretty good, huh?
Oh,
That's
my
on the
God.
fly, baby. Yeah, call Saturday Night Live.
I like
I'm ready
that.
to work right now.
My problem with Ellen is I don't think she's lazy. I don't think she's lazy as we move forward. I don't think she's lazy, but you are literally, that is the premiere stage for a comedian. That is a worldwide 1 billion viewer stage, and you can't go into the audience hoping that the pizza bit goes okay. I know that you have a problem with Billy Crystal occasionally, but the reason he works so well as an Oscar host is he comes with a lot of stuff that is tight and bright and prepared, and then keeps writers to write ad-libs for him if something worth remarking on changes in the evening.
And Amy
but you
Poehler-
can't go into the audience and say, hey, I've got Farrell's hat, let's see if we can be
With
funny.
the goal being just a better television show, that's all I want. I want the monologue to be funny with good
Right.
material where they come out and they just lay it out there.
You know
That's
what would
I
have been a
want.
better show? And remember how the Oscars had like a 3-camera, like a third dimension, a fourth wall, or whatever you want to call it. They had,
Yeah, where they would
after,
go backstage
after when you're on
and
the
stuff.
web.
Yes.
So in the press room, they had a camera. And by the way, I got this from Entertainment Weekly. So I read this on there, and the bit about, or the news about the audience not being able to applaud during the death reel. I heard that on Stern this morning. I hate when people talk about things that they've heard and they never give the appropriate credit. I
Yeah,
hate
so
it.
mad he's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
choked up.
Yeah, so I don't know, I just took a drink of water, it didn't help at all. So Jared Leto gets his Oscar, goes in the press room, and hands his Oscar to all the reporters, says, you guys want to hold this? Take selfies with it. Do what you want.
Yeah.
And take pictures with his Academy Award.
Right.
And people, like 20 people, are looking at this Academy Award, and they're checking out. I've never held one in my life. I'd love to hold one, right?
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
And
Who wouldn't?
some a-hole from the back yells in and says, no photos. Do not take pictures with the Academy Award.
What?
After the effing guy who won the award
Oh, is that
says,
tight ass from the American Motion Picture Arts and Sciences?
That's the whole
Yes.
problem.
That
That's
is the problem.
The whole problem with all these things. This happens even in radio awards. I mean, when you see this, it's that you get the little handlers. You know, what's the worst thing? We've all experienced this, even at our low level of show business, when you deal with the publicist.
Sure.
Just horrible, despicable human beings
Yes.
that think they have to control the world and control everything. And, you know, it sucks. They take themselves too seriously.
How
You know,
great
you're
would
winning a gold statue for play acting on a screen. That's what
Play
it was.
acting.
I mean, you are.
But if
You're
he
right.
hands it over and a reporter's about to take a picture with it, that's fine. That's viral. It's a good time. And,
It's a good time, but
and
they're not going
Jared-
to have it because it's too tight.
And Jared Leto says, and I watched this. He said, feel free to take pictures with it, take selfies. I'm sure no one's ever done this before. Handed their Academy Award out. If you have the swine flu, please, maybe not this time,
Yes.
maybe next time. But it went around the room as he's making his speech, and I was like, this is what it's about. This
Right.
is the fun. The guy's on cloud 9. He's
Yeah.
happy that he's won this, and he wants to share it with
And
everybody.
he gave an absolutely incredible
Oh,
speech.
wow.
He did what I wish they would all do, because with all the publicists and all the agents and all the managers and all the creative people at the studios and all that, stop doing that list. He gets up and he mentions that he had a single mom that raised him,
Loved
and
it.
I thought that was beautiful. I thought Lupita Nyong'o's speech was absolutely one of the
Brilliant.
classiest, well thought out, gorgeous speeches I've ever seen at any award ceremony. It was phenomenal, and
Great.
incidentally, she deserved the Best Supporting Actress role. Absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen 12 Years a Slave, we all said
It drops today on DVD.
we all said we thought that should win Best Picture, and it deserved it. I thought that's the one thing. The best part of the Oscars for me was that I thought that they got it right, and usually they don't. Usually they have a couple of omissions.
Curveballs or
They
something.
got Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club along with Jared Leto, and then Cate Blanchett. As much as I think, I got my issues with Woody, her performance in that was just
You saw the
incredible.
film, too.
Blue
Yeah.
Jasmine was her performance in Blue Jasmine. If you want to see, I've always believed that everybody in this country and probably around the world, we're all 3 disasters from living out of a refrigerator box.
True.
I really believe
One
this. And
for
if you
me.
and
Two, yeah.
no, stop
Jesus.
it.
I don't even have the box.
Oscar's been having trouble with his studio. But anyway, the fact is,
Living that board.
you look at her and you see the way she plays
Yes.
the elitist woman that gets destroyed, and it's just, I thought the movie itself was incredible. It's Woody Allen and Woody's impression of relationships, which
Yeah.
is always a little twisted anyway. But the performance, take Woody out of the factor. Oh my God,
You'd
it
vote
was
for
great.
her.
It was really great.
Another thing, I know that I commented that the show ran horribly long, but I will give them kudos for the fact it seemed like they didn't interrupt anyone with the band.
No, they didn't do that.
And
that
I
was
liked
something,
that.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
liked that. And I just think that the whole evening could have been even better if someone had taken the time to tell Bruce Dern where he was.
He was terrific in the. Incidentally, would you like to know the nominated movies that I saw?
Yes.
I saw Blue Jasmine. I saw Nebraska. I saw Dallas Buyers Club. I saw American Hustle. I saw Gravity,
man.
and I saw 12 Years a Slave.
you
And I
did.
saw
Wow.
all of those movies before the Oscars. It's always my goal to see
Cool.
as many as I can see. And
I saw 20 Feet from Stardom,
Right.
the documentary, the best winner for best
And
documentary.
incidentally, since I haven't laid it on anybody, I will pass along.
Yes.
Why don't you just for the Bruce Dern fans that are
Yeah.
out there, just ask me where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get my $1 million. Thank you. Take that, Jim Carrey. We'll take a break. More fun and more thrills. I'll talk about my little guy who's not feeling well right after this. Turn that bass down.
I enjoy this. This is T-Pain.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara
Little
Show.
Michael dancing upstairs.
This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our
Stroller is
friends,
bouncing.
and I mean our friends at Encore. We love
the
Encore.
best.
It's a new year, and if you're out there shopping insurance, it's hard to know which company offers the best value. I want you to do me a favor. Read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
We'd like to really, really, really impress our friends at Encore, and we'd like to do it today. Let me tell you how I want you to do it. I just want you to call toll-free, Shut Up Rob, I get it, at 1-866-347-5748. That's 866-347-5748. All you have to do is call that number, get yourself a free life insurance quote. Show them the power of the Mike O'Mara Show. We need you to do that for us today. It's all free. There's no obligation. No salesman's going to call. If you prefer computers, just visit smartterm.com, SMARTTERM.com. That's where you'll find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service. And listen, what might come out of this deal is you might get an amazing rate on an insurance policy.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Happened to me.
It did.
Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. We're trying to impress Encore this week, and we'd like you to do that for us. Give them a call at 866-347-5748 and show them what the Mike O'Mara Show audience can do. And all you have to do is get your free life insurance quote. We'd love you to do that, and then at the end of that rainbow, you might get some nice insurance out of it. So check out smartterm.com. Thank you in advance for that. We know that the team jumps on board when we really, really need them, and hopefully they'll do that for us today.
Cool.
Welcome back to the show. Whoa. I will tell you that it was a very, very rough weekend and kind of a rough Sunday night because my little guy, for the first time ever, has his very first major cold, and unfortunately
it
it's
sucks.
a little bronchiolitis thing, and we're a little concerned about him. So I want to say get well soon, Michael William, because man, oh man, it's just, I don't know.
It's harder on you as a parent, I bet.
It's having the boy. It's having the son. It's just looking at, I don't know, I think maybe that's why my girls grew up to be so wonderful and tough because, I don't know, I didn't feel as doting as I am right now. I think I'm the king of doting. I'm Mr. Dote.
Well, you.
Remember
I don't
that
think
show?
that's fair to you. I don't think that's fair. I think,
Mr. Dote.
I think as you get older, you learn to appreciate to be fair, when your girls were growing up,
Yes.
you were in the depths of building your career.
And the depths of depression. Let's not mention that.
Yeah.
You know,
And also
absolutely.
remember,
Wanna get
Mike,
real.
when the girls were born, you were closer to the beginning.
Yes.
Now,
Yes, I'm near the end.
Yeah.
closer to the
that,
end.
that light at the end of the tunnel is getting.
Don't walk into the light, Mike.
It's
There's still
frustrating.
so much to do.
It's just frustrating. He has the bronchial thing, and so we took him in this morning. Which isn't it always the way? I mean, I know you had Rob.
Yeah.
You listen.
Oh, yeah.
You could write a primer. You could write a self-help book on how to deal with this. But for me, even when it's a little cough, and we decided, he's coughing, and when he feeds, unfortunately, he coughs so much that the food comes up a little bit,
Oh,
and so
okay.
we're having a little projectile action as well. And there's no fever, so everything's cool. So we take him in today, and we got him the right medical care. Got a great pediatrician, and he's fine. He's going to be A-okay. But it's still
Scary.
It rips me up when I hear that little sound in the middle of the night. That ow, 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 ow.
It never goes away.
God,
And he's
that
a
feeling,
little guy.
I
Yeah.
should say that feeling never goes away. Do you remember the line from Parenthood? As old as you get, you'll always be a parent.
yeah.
Robert is now 11, and he's going through a little chest action right now too. And
Is he getting hair on his chest?
No. He's coughing. Is what I mean. What a jerk.
Sorry.
Chest action.
Chest action.
Chest action.
And I'm glad
So
I-
he's got it too because the doctor said their RSV or something like that.
So
is
there's stuff going around. And what's amazing is that he is getting to that age that he's still got the little boy voice, And then when he coughs and he goes, I just don't feel so.
Yeah.
And it's like hearing my dad cough, and I realize he's getting older, and he's not in any pain. He's just got a cough, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So I know what you're dealing with.
The tough part of this is they think that there is a chance, and I'm just saying a chance. They said they always check and they do a little test to see if there's any asthma situation going on here. So they have to give him the little mask, and they give him the little mask with the albuterol. That's the medicine that they give to see how that works. And you look at him and you see that, and it's just. You get it. You get the whole thing.
Doesn't he look smaller?
This. The feeling is this. It's like everything, and I'm sure you feel the same way, everything he's got, please just give it to me.
Yep.
Give it all to me. Put it all inside of me. That's the whole thing about parenting. I felt the same way about my daughters.
When you see him in that situation, he seems smaller than he's ever seen.
Absolutely.
He seems just...
And he's got a great attitude. You'll see him, and he's got that little mask. He said, now, they either will deal with it or they will scream.
Right.
And he wanted to scream, but he dealt with it.
Good.
So that's, you look at him, and then he's got the thing over his mouth, and he looks at me, and he goes,
smiles
through the little mask.
Smiles at you.
And I just say, you say to yourself, it's minor. Listen, God knows I am sitting next to a man who dealt with more crap with his son's health.
But happy ending. Happy ending.
With a happy ending. But, Rob, I will tell you, I my empathy and my respect for you and what you dealt with and what Carrie dealt with, I can't even begin to know how you even functioned during that time, because I get all completely bent out of shape.
As you recall, Mike, I was fired 3 times from producer during that time.
Yeah, we were so nice to you during that time.
So the thing is
during that time that happened?
Oh, you know what? If I could go back.
Holy ass.
Seriously.
I wasn't functioning at maybe
You know what?
80%.
I thought that happened like in the healthy years.
I go back and look at that time with that time that we were all dealing with a lot of crap.
Yes.
A lot of crap on the old show. Yeah. And I look back and I'm like, man, if I could have taken some heat off of you, I would have. I would have absolutely, because you sit there and you experience something you're going through with your son.
It all works out, man. It all works out. We're here now.
And they're all good. They're all professional, too. But the fact is that, modern medicine, as modern as it gets, I think modern medicine, you just get to a point where it's still throwing things at a dartboard.
Oh, they're rolling dice left and
right. It
right.
really is throwing things at a dartboard.
After Robert's first day, and here's just a quick reset. Robert is a cancer survivor, pediatric leukemia. The first day after we sat and watched him be diagnosed and tested for 14 hours, they still only narrowed it down to 2 possibilities. They didn't even know the first night I went home what it was.
Do you look? We always talk about you with with your attitude and your positive attitude. That had to have saved you, I would imagine. I mean, some sour F like me dealing with that, I mean, it'd be much, much tougher. But, I mean, how do you deal? I was in that doctor's office for 1 hour today. That was it. My kid may have a little bit of asthma. That's it. He's being treated for it. He got his treatment today. It's over. He's back home. He's smiling. How did you deal? Seriously, I ask you this legitimately.
All right.
I didn't even do this when we did the, had all your doctors in after your, after your son was cancer free. I wonder how this is for anybody that's listening out there. How do you cope in a situation like that?
It was, and not to put on any sort of a hero cape or anything, because Carrie always she was the bearer of most of the burden as far as day to day and taking care of him.
Right.
It was a matter of putting on a brave face and occasionally breaking down in private. And you just have to let it out. And I've told this story before, and I'll give you it in 10 seconds. The first time I cried after Robert's diagnosis, I cried so loud that I ended up laughing at myself because I heard myself wailing. But that's how I was really letting it out. And you just have to, because you would get in the same way no matter what happens. You can only deal with what's given to you, and you have to. It's not an option.
There's no choice.
It's not an option.
There's no choice.
You can't wash your hands and say, you know what, Carla, if he has asthma, this is on you because I can't do it.
Right.
No, the fact that you rescheduled the show and went to a doctor today, you were there for him. That's why he smiled through the mask.
You made his health a priority.
That's why he smiled at you through the mask, because you say, God, whatever he's going through, give it to me. Well, if you're there with him, he has given it to you as well because you're holding his hand.
Well, you know
So-
how
so true.
you do compartmentalize it, and,
And you have to.
You do release it in certain other ways. And I would just like to say to the individual that was on Route 15 in Haymarket, Virginia, that really decided that getting to Route 66 was really more of a priority for him than anybody else.
Sure.
I'd really like to just say those gestures, just let it roll off your back. No problem at all.
Did you say
I didn't
my
mean
favorite?
anything. I was signaling you.
Did you say
Yeah.
my favorite thing? Others.
Others. No, I gave him what I did. I gave him the dancing bird.
Oh,
the
good.
dancing. Now the dancing. Now normally the bird is just going like this.
Yeah.
Okay? The dancing bird is.
You
Goes
didn't-
back
While
and
you're
forth.
driving.
It's a picture. You're taking your middle finger on the end of your left hand, driving with your right, and you're painting like you would be painting a fence with the middle finger.
Up, down, or
He didn't even look. He was
No,
so
dancing.
in the land of Dick. He didn't even want to worry about
It
that.
is lucky for you that Carla wasn't driving. Otherwise, you could have given him the double bumper.
Yeah, I know.
out
What
the
better way?
window.
After your son gets a good checkup and gets taken care of by the doctor, what better thing to do than to experience a moment of road rage, basically endangering your whole family? Hi, everybody. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I crawled into my sleep number bed
Yes.
after a day of snow blowing yesterday, and I will tell you that I have never had a better night's sleep than I had last night.
I bet.
Out in 17-degree weather, blowing snow all over my yard, and the fact that I was able to jump into my perfect bed, which is my Sleep Number bed, was very, very special. I want to tell you all about the new Sleep Number Classic Series. They have queen mattresses starting at only $699. They feature the latest innovations, comfortably priced. It contours to your neck, your shoulders, your back, your hips for a more appropriate spinal alignment. That means if you're like me and you have back issues, a Sleep Number bed can turn that around. It is clinically proven to relieve back pain and improve sleep quality. Queen mattresses start at just $699. Isn't it time for you to start sleeping better too? Right now, save $400. That's the lowest price ever on the popular Sleep Number P5 bed. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. And when you call, you'll also receive a $50 savings card. Remember, that's 800-511-0061. But mostly, don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you, and he's got a Sleep Number of 95.
We had a great old man discussion today. I said, after snow blowing, what hurt you the most?
And I said, in my best Wilford Brimley, my legs and feet. legs and feet, Rob.
but with your bed,
Yeah.
piece of cake, you felt like $1 million.
And Richard, the greatest neighbor in the world, there is no need for you
legs
to
and
call me my legs and feet. Mrs. O'Mara was very nice. Gave me the little mini rub down yesterday.
Oh,
Nice.
that's sweet.
Very kind. But Richard,
Searching for your wallet.
Richard, you don't need to call every time I come over and do that for you. That's not necessary. You're a good neighbor. You're a good man. But he's Mr. Responsible.
How's the shoulder?
The shoulder, he was explaining what happened to him, that he ripped everything. He ripped all the ligaments and everything when he took a little tumble right in his driveway when that happened. And so I was over there, and the priority is to get Richard plowed out. Then I do the walkway in front of his house. Then I do the walkway on the other side of his
You
house.
do Richard before you do yourself?
Yeah, well,
You always do the old man.
now the first time,
Priority.
That was Anna Nicole Smith's motto.
Thank you. That's it. Now, the first time we got a storm, I tested it out and I did my driveway. Well, that was the one where we had the double
That was
pumper.
a little guy. That was
Where
a
I
little
went
guy.
out at 3 o'clock in the morning and then I went out the next day. So I was all over the place.
That was my question for you. I always thought it so 10-year-old kid of you to use your snowblower at 3 in the morning. What time did you first roll it out for this storm?
Like 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
3 o'clock. When it was gone. When the flakes stopped, I decided to venture out.
Because it was gangbusters for a while,
Yeah.
early afternoon.
And then they, look, they didn't get enough. They didn't get as much as they said we were going to get, but it was close enough as far
What'd
as
you
I
get,
was
like
concerned.
6?
Yeah, maybe 6 inches.
I
of
got
snow.
7 on my
Yeah.
deck,
It
so.
was the thing that happened is a buddy of mine, Clint, came by, and Clint is a landscaping guy, and he does my landscaping out there. And Clint had his tractor.
Yes.
And I hear like that. And if this had been the first snowstorm ever, I would have been, No.
Oh, so Clint was doing your walk.
Don't take this away
Clint
from
didn't do
me.
the walk. He did the
Driveway.
carport and he did the driveway.
Oh, wow.
So he did that, but I still had to go and he got it, and there was probably about 3-4 inches on top of that when he got done. So I went out and was able to use the blower.
Hey, blower activate.
And do Richards.
Oh,
and
Mike,
then,
here
yes,
comes Clint.
Here he comes.
Coming with his powerful snowblower.
Who the hell is this?
Make my day, punk.
Clean my walk.
I understand you got a problem. Sad I do it. Now, he had one of those tractors that had the bucket loader, and then he had the little plow on the back.
Oh,
so he
wow.
could actually pull the snow out of the...
That's a man's man.
Where it was. Oh, it was fun.
Right?
Power tools are the best.
I actually jumped
Power
in-
equipment is the best.
I jumped in a plow once, and I was like, how hard is this? It's really a joystick. Yeah, and I was like,
Is it really?
yeah, it's like you're playing a game almost.
Because that's how they steer the big ships. The cruise ships are joysticks as
No,
well.
no, it's not the same kind of joystick. The joystick on a plow basically controls the angle and whether you lift it up or not.
Yes.
And you can move it to the left and
Yes.
the right. So it's a joystick. Depending on the quality of the plow.
That's
You-
like Atari 2100, 2600, whatever.
See,
it
what
is. That's
Oscar
I'm talking
described is
about.
that
I mean,
the entire
Captain
vehicle...
Phillips over here is like overstating it a little bit. you know.
Oscar described to me a situation where the entire vehicle was being propelled by a joystick.
No,
Like,
you're
driving down
driving,
the... What happens if you hit
and
the action
that-
button?
The blade is the joystick.
Okay.
Did you go out with a buddy when they were
No,
plowing?
I stop at the Shell next to my old job and the Big O and Duke Studios all the time.
Right.
El
so
Shell.
I've become friends with the owner of that Shell because that's just who I am.
Well, because you're connected.
And he's always there.
He's a networker.
He's always
He's got
there.
a guy.
He'd network her if they were going to give him free payday candy bars.
They don't give me anything for free.
Yeah,
I
Oscar came
overpay
up to
at that
me.
place. all
Oscar
the
came
time.
up to me and he said, "Hey, do you need to buy a quart of oil? I got a guy.
I got a guy.
I said, hey, I set your plow outside because it was in front of the shop. He said, yeah. And I said, is that thing hard to drive? He goes, you got 10 minutes? I said, yeah, I got 10 minutes. And I jumped in there.
I do the same thing. Wow,
We
he's
went
so
into-
much fun.
We went into the Cracker Barrel lot, which isn't plowed yet, and we started plowing them.
This is the most recent storm?
You're
You did this the
kidding.
other
Yeah,
day?
it was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that is
It was
awesome.
fun.
You know what?
Do you know how lucky you are he didn't chop your head off? Do you got 10 minutes? Meanwhile, we find you in a creek.
All right, walk me through it. Because I've never done it. So you take it and it's
So
got...
you say you have a pickup, right? And
Right.
you want to put plow on the front,
Exactly.
for the winter season.
Right.
So I think they cost $35. He said he got his for like $4K.
and that's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. Right? You can get one used for $2,000. You tell me on Craigslist.
4K
We're going
for
back
a
and forth.
great one.
Yeah.
Guess who went snowplow shopping today?
For a great one. I would like to buy 10
10.
snow plows.
So he
Thank you.
owns like I think 3 to 4 shells. So that it's probably a good investment for him to go and plow his gas
Sure.
stations. So
Is he pretty connected then? if
he
owns
may
that?
be, but I'll say he works that shop more as much as his employees. So he's
Okay.
always there.
All right.
So I respect his hustle. Yes, you're absolutely right. So we just
Say no more, just Shell Station.
Bet he didn't have any snow where he came from. What is this falling from the sky?
It depends. It depends. You know, if he's from Afghanistan,
That's true.
you know, you'd have a lot of snow.
never
up in the
know.
mountains.
And,
So
and
I haven't
sand.
gotten that far in our relationship, so I don't know where he's from, but I know he's from somewhere around that area.
Okay, very good.
He told me that he plowed out his entire neighborhood because that's what you do if you have a plow.
Right.
Because some neighborhood, my neighborhood didn't get plowed till this morning. So
Right.
I barely got out. And he said, I just got it, figured it out. Because it's really easy. So you get in. It's a joystick, which is by joystick I mean kind of like an Atari controller, basically.
And it's mounted at the center console.
And it's got a knob at the front, the center console sticking out, and then you actually move it around up, down, depending on how you want
and
to.
you can twist the blade and make sure it's going in
Yes.
the right direction.
So
It's-
it'll push the snow to one side or the other.
It is easy.
Yes, Rob. Thank you for tipping
It
it
is
in.
easy.
Now I'm trying to
though.
figure. I'm like this. I understand.
Yeah, I would say if you moved it to the left, it would push the snow to the left.
It's also
Thank
important
you,
to
Mike.
note that
Madhead.
most people wonder why say if you got a lot of ice in this past storm,
Yeah, we did.
why your roads aren't plowed correctly.
Right.
They can't plow through ice.
They can't plow through that initial layer
Yes.
of freezing rain and sleet that we got.
Boom.
That's what's made the entire thing difficult around here. And they got it right. By and large, they got it right. They say we're going to get rain and a mix, and then there was going to be snow on top of it. I don't think we got the amount of snow, but can I just say
Yeah.
once again, giving props to my guys, Topper and Howard, the guys that I paid attention. They were the only ones really to go for it, and I think they really are the only ones that kind of go for it with the bands of snow and how much we're going to get compared to the other guys. And I think maybe they overstated it a little bit, but they stuck by it. And
No one should have been on the roads yesterday.
I think absolutely.
Oh,
It was
horrible.
a very, very difficult day yesterday. I'd love to go out, and now we're going to get the office.
What?
I'd love to go out in the snow.
it's fun.
I'll
but
do it when I
after
get
a
down
while,
to Florida.
It gets a little old, and you get nervous because he said you can easily break them.
And you can break like whatever you're driving through at the time if you don't know where you're going.
So you got to look for you always look for the curves.
Right.
Like you have to stay away from the curves. Oh, damn it.
Not the curves.
And never plow through a fire hydrant.
Curbs.
That's job one.
He said you'll be amazed when people leave.
Right.
Like just sitting in the middle of a walkway or driveway.
Yeah, you'll just blast over it and destroy
especially
your
if
plow.
it's snowing and you don't have good visibility, you could blow out like a shopping cart if it just happens to be in the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very dangerous. You got to be careful with what you're doing. And back in the day, like in New England, I know that there were we had a few guys that did it regularly, and they'd always get to us like we'd get hellacious snowstorms up there, and you'd get them. They'd be rolling in about 8 o'clock. I remember it used to be really dark, and my dad, always curious George, would go out to. You'd hear the plow come in, and you'd hear him go out there and hear like that, and then it's like, "Hello, Bill."
Oh,
how you doing, Bill?
Drinking.
This is back in the 70s.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bill? Well, we're just having a good time. And there's always like 6 guys in the cab. That would be there just like going,
awesome.
"Hey, how are you?
And I'm
How's it
guessing for
going?"
some reason, why do I see one of those little flask-style bottles of peach schnapps? Just taking the chill off, Bill.
I had the one. It was the storm we got here. Probably 7 years ago.
1996?
Maybe
2006,
96.
2004?
I think it was 1996.
Just keep yelling years.
It might have been 96.
Well, the blizzards. I actually went through this with my girlfriend because we were yelling at each other about when it snowed last.
It was the day of the Daytona 500.
Oh.
It was the day of the Daytona 500.
So it was a late storm again.
It was a late storm.
Like a February storm.
And all I know is I had a pickup truck at that point in time because I was living way out in the sticks. And now what? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I had a pickup truck.
No, I'm not laughing at the fact that you had a pickup truck. What I'm laughing at is I'm jumping to a thought that I have a pickup truck, so I'm unstoppable.
Well,
did that enter into it?
No, it just was. I had a 4-wheel drive pickup truck that did beautifully in the snow, and I
wasn't it the same model as the truck from Sanford and Son? It was a classic truck, wasn't it? Like a 1946 Ford.
All I know is I dropped a buddy of mine off. That guy I used to be friends with?
Yeah.
And I dropped him off. And
just described half of Northern Virginia.
True story.
A-hole! Hey, I was told it was a roast.
Okay, thank you. So, boo. So I dropped this guy off, and because we had maybe 2 feet of snow, and I'm plowing through like where the plows would go, I'd bust through and just like and bust through the snowbank, and I dropped this guy off, and he had let's just say he'd been a little overserved.
It happens,
at the
especially
Daytona 500,
Mike, in the cold weather, especially.
And the coating of snow, and when you live in one of these ticky-tacky neighborhoods where you've got all the houses that look exactly the same, dropped him off, and he was relatively new to this new house. And the snow was so thick that he staggered up, knocked on the door, and because he didn't have his key and he was kind of banging on his door, woman came to the door in like kind of a nightgown, and it was the police chief's wife.
Oh no!
Not only did he live next to the chief of police, but the chief of police the wife was there and knew that he was like completely inebriated.
Oh no!
Sorry, I got the wrong place. There we go.
There's
only
dropped like
3 other people off.
There's only one way to save that situation is when you say, "Just making sure you're okay."
I look back.
It looks like there's too much snow.
I dropped like 4 or 5 people off. That's back in the days where I really liked people around here.
Yeah, I was actually.
Did it have a pickup with a back seat?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had room
I
for
had a
4
crew
people.
cab, Rob.
Of course you did.
I had a crew cab.
Nothing but the best.
Yeah, no, it was not the best. It was not the luxury gold-plated pickup truck you humped.
I just pulled up.
Of course I did. Yes, I did. I had seats made from the inners, the stomach linings of Peruvian calves. You douchebag.
You had the chinchilla interior, right?
This dashboard is made from the leather of an unborn horse. Is gorgeous. Touch it. You won't feel much like this.
Well, you'll notice the transmission's a little better than on your average pickup truck. That's because of the gold-plated mechanics that I've got in it.
I filled my tires with helium.
Yes, that's right. Incidentally, you see how that ice is not melting on the window? You know what my washer fluid is?
What?
That's the urine of cheetahs from the Sahara.
Because he's Mike O'Mara, man about town.
Absolutely, the golden boy.
Did WJFK ever have interns come pick you up? And take you into work?
I always had a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
So because when you're doing radio, you kind of make sure you have vehicles that are going to get through it. I don't think so. I know that the only thing we would do, I had many an overnight before doing shows, even afternoon shows where you'd go to a certain location, and then once Don and I got really established at CBS and had the contract that we used to call "They Don't Pay Attention," that would be like, whoa, boy, 3 inches outside. Man, that driveway.
Not sure we can make it.
I'm not sure we're going to make it in today.
Oh,
Sorry
my
about
God.
that. Yeah, the work ethic was not there.
That is
Oscar.
brilliant.
I have to be honest with you.
I'll say
Always
this.
love those days. We need best of, and it needs to be listened to before it can air.
That's right.
How do we do that precisely?
So yesterday we got a little ice, a little snow, but I got Richard done and then made my way around to my front walk, and I looked over and I'm like, what the hell is that? Some neighbor down the road, a guy I haven't seen was plowing my area. It was like, now that's
Plowing or
something-
blowing?
He was blowing.
Okay.
He was blowing my
that is
area.
totally cool.
It's cool because,
Nice move,
he's
but-
doing a solid, but if that had happened with the last snowstorm we got, that would have been a personal affront. I would have run over there and said, stop it, I get to do it,
Did you blow-
put that snow back. Right, you put it back and let me blow it out of the way, you hump.
And be honest.
Yes.
All right? And Carla, if you're listening, earmuffs.
Right.
Did it cross your mind to blow the hot neighbor's house?
Which hot neighbor?
The one that lives behind you.
Behind me.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't you say that?
There's a hot neighbor that's behind. I mean, are you talking about the wife of the?
Yes.
Is she? Have you gotten more indication? Because
I saw-
I remember one Halloween, I think, where we were introduced. And
Yeah,
it was
and
a
that's
fleeting
what-
thing.
that's what
I've
we're going
seen her,
on.
but I've seen her getting her mail once.
Really?
And I was like,
Well, you know what? That's the mystery house.
no.
That is the mystery. Let me
like
tell you
Clue.
what. Well, first of all, they have a snowblower.
Oh, I didn't-
Or they have a company where they come in because it's the second time we've gotten the big snow. And I
wasn't
haven't.
aware.
And incidentally,
Because when I stayed here, they didn't. And I thought about blowing her house, and I was like,
Easy.
yeah.
I'm not going to set a precedent.
Well, two
here.
things I can tell you about them. Number
move.
one,
Yeah. Good
move.
they've got the car that looks like it was picked up at a 2001 auction. And then they've got the real expensive sports car that comes in
Yeah.
and out, which it just confuses me a little bit. And then in the last storm,
I have a
they had a
really old
snowblower,
car,
and he
nice
kind of
car.
blew. He kind of blew. Yeah, but you don't have the really old car and the really really nice car.
Oh,
They've got the gorgeous car in the burner.
I'm talking about the.
yeah,
Okay?
Oh,
I'm talking about a car that makes
one,
that sound
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
torque it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail. Don't want to do that. All I know is the last storm, they were shooting out the driveway. They were blowing the snow out of their driveway, and then somebody obviously had to get to an airport because there were suitcases. And I thought it was just kind of strange. Well, here's the deal: there hasn't been a lot of contact.
And
The
what are you
suitcase
doing?
fell
like for
open.
example, I was walking down with my snowblower, and you know, in this
He's
kind of
just
weather,
watching.
do you know how
Lurking.
telescope? No, I'm not.
Binoculars.
No, I was there. I was outside.
Carla, turn off the lights!
Shut up! I was blowing my carport. And I noticed this was happening. Now, let me just finish. The last yesterday, I was coming up the street with my snowblower, and they were using theirs. And when you have this kind of snow, especially if it's a neighbor, there's the hello, friend, stop,
Yeah,
a
you
little
wave.
conversation. Nada, niente,
Really?
nothing going on. Nothing really like. I get the distinct impression they would like to be left alone. And
Maybe they're in the witness protection program.
I'm here, so that the guy that used the snowblower on the
Yes.
front of my air, he saw me coming and he retreated into his yard, and I never saw him again. And I thought it was my next door neighbor Mike because I think he's got a snowblower as well. We've all got them around.
Yeah,
here.
some people like to be private. I think on my end,
I'm fine. I like to be private too, but if
my
somebody's
neighbors
out there, I'm
don't
going to
talk
talk to them.
to us anymore. It's so weird at my parents' house. It's so strange. Hold on, we're getting a note in.
The end of the story.
After the driveway was cleared, he gave me a suitcase full of cash and said, "Shh." Well written, well delivered.
Nice job.
But it was
So that's how it ended.
So look, I got Richard. My neighbor Mike didn't realize that this guy on the right side of him had used the snowblower and plowed his area. So because he was gone, and I did another pass. And so I got full credit for the front of their house when
Hey,
they were
that's
coming
awesome.
back, and I really didn't do much except
Good man.
one little pass, and it was done. And at the end of that, everything was fine. Did a couple of passes. I would like to say two more things on the weather.
Please.
Yeah.
As far as the snowplow drivers, the guys that really have done an amazing job,
They
and this type of storm, these guys literally are out 24/7, and they deserve a lot of credit. So give them a little thumbs up and give them a wave when
Can
you
I
see
give them
them.
an 8-second salute?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hello, I'm hi, Mr. Plow. Are you tired of having your hands cut off by snow blowers?
There you go. Oh, are you going to give the song?
Oh, you want the song?
Give the whole thing.
All right.
Hello, I'm Mr. Plow.
Right.
Are you tired of having your hands cut off by snow blowers and the inevitable heart attacks that come with shoveling snow? Then call Klondike 53226. Call now and receive a free T-shirt.
But I'm a real tightwad. Can I afford this remarkable system?
Absolutely. My prices are so low, you'll think I've suffered brain damage.
You are fully bonded and licensed by the city, aren't you, Mr. Plow?
Shut up, boy. So remember, call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
There you go. Thank you very much. We'll take a break, come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show, and happy day after snow day, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You've tried streaming hit shows on your PC. Now it's time to start your free trial of exclusive content in your living room and on your mobile device with Hulu Plus. With Hulu, you can get content on your PC. Hulu Plus lets you watch on TVs, game consoles, Blu-rays, My Apple TV, or your smartphones or tablets. With Hulu Plus, you get your favorite content anywhere, full seasons of your favorite shows, even full seasons of classic TV shows, when and where you want them. Hulu Plus has shows like Saturday Night Live, Community, Monday Night Raw, and Modern Family. The list is endless, and TMOS listeners can get an extended free trial right now. Just click the Hulu Plus link at MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to Hulu Plus/TMOS. Always use lowercase.
Love it.
You like it, right?
I adore it. Are you kidding, Robert?
You were holding a hand up. I thought you wanted to say something.
No, it's fantastic. The kids live on it.
They like the Hulu Plus?
Robert watches wrestling on his phone.
Great
I mean, how
shows.
can you beat that?
Control what you want to watch when you want to watch it. The list is endless with Hulu Plus.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Here's our headline today for News You May Not Need. Vladimir Putin is a dick.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we all can agree on that. Accusing the West of encouraging an unconstitutional coup in Ukraine, Vladimir Putin. It's weird that he's done this after the Olympics. You know what I mean?
It's not weird at all, Mike.
It's like he was just waiting to get it out of the way, and now he can go back to being a complete a-hole.
It's so calculated.
It's like he used the West for everything he could get. He knows that if he had done this prior to the Olympics, there may have been a significant boycott.
Exactly.
It's really nasty. I mean, it's a bad dude. He accused the West of trying an unconstitutional coup, and he said Moscow reserves the right to use the military to protect Russians in Ukraine, but he voiced hope that he won't need to do it. Okay, terrific, Vladimir.
Not buying it.
The Russian leader's first comments on Ukraine since its fugitive president fled to Russia came as a U.S. Secretary of State, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, arrived in Kiev to meet with the Ukraine government. Putin declared that Western actions were driving Ukraine into anarchy and warned that any sanctions the West places on Russia for its actions will backfire. It's just the same old. I got news for you. This is my memory of the Cold War. It sounds exactly
Still the
like
enemy,
same
right?
crap. They've been the enemy. They always will be the enemy. I believe that about Russia.
There you go.
The seemingly endless winter dumped a half foot of snow on the ground in parts of the South, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast, and many areas Tuesday morning saw something even more unusual in March. I think it's more unusual. I don't remember this. A blast of Arctic air that sent temperatures plummeting into the single digits.
It is awfully cold outside.
BWI Thurgood Marshall broke a 141-year-old record low temperature, reaching 4 degrees last night.
Why would they have airplanes 140 years ago?
It's hard to believe at the airport.
I know.
That's funny. Thurgood Marshall Airport broke a 141-year-old record. They didn't have the airport at 141 years ago.
To be clear, 140 years ago, parking was a lot easier because they just didn't have the traffic.
They had Boyds.
Kites.
The National Weather Service said the low reached early Tuesday broke a 5-degree record set on that day in 1873. Well, I would assume it's a Baltimore record, right?
It sure is cold.
It's not the airport.
Mike, it sure is cold.
It also was a record low for for the month of March. Dulles International Airport, also right here in D.C., tied a 1993 record for the month at 1 degree.
Wow.
Or is no, -1.
I saw something that
-1
that I hadn't seen in a long time. When Carrie, they opened the mall for 4 hours yesterday, so she had to go in to open the store. She was delighted. And when I went to clear her car off this morning, there was still snow inside her car.
Yeah.
From when she drove home and kicked her boots.
my God.
I mean, it stayed that cold.
That's why,
outside.
even though it's in the garage, I still got snow on the blower.
That's right, blower
Snow on the blower.
activated.
Both BWI and Dulles broke record lows 2 days in a row. The harsh winter has been rough for some businesses, but for a lucky few, the frigid weather means more cold, hard cash.
Yeah, for the 20.
Ace Hardware, having their best winter in more than a decade. For snowblower and shovel sales. Waterproof boots are on a long back order at clothing maker LL Bean, and more people are staying home and ordering gooey grilled cheese sandwiches and booze from delivery.com.
Wow. We
Thanks
had
for that stat.
We ordered in Chinese. I guess it was Sunday night for the Oscars. Thank you. And
Julia, want Chinese?
Hello.
and our particular Chinese vendor is very personable, so Carrie and I tend to use the speakerphone when we call in the order because it's always fun. And he was very, very
Oscar.
busy.
See, they can't tell when Oscar's shaking his head, but I get to see that show. That's right. The whole family gathers around to
Let's
listen
order
to the man.
Chinese.
Let's go. We're ordering Chinese. Let's get the man with the strange accent on.
Hello, Mr. Ram. Mr. Come to front door as always. Thank you now. Bye bye.
There we go.
He's
So the whole
great.
family. Yeah, way to keep the generations going.
It's
There you go.
fun. It's
That's
always fun. when
Generations of hate.
What you do is you patronize people in your hometown, Oscar. I'm not going to the big box store Chinese place.
You patronize and patronize.
I do.
That's terrific. Well done. The concept of a polar vortex doesn't feel good, but it's good for business, said the vice president of Ace Hardware Corporation. The only reason I put this story in News You May Not Need is because of the name of the president of Ace Hardware.
Is his name Ace?
It is one of the greatest names in the history of all the news that I have ever heard or read.
Does it merit a timpani?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Okay, good.
He says here,
Yes.
I'm reading it.
Okay.
This is the vice president at Ace Hardware, Kane Calamari.
Oh, wow.
It's the Kane Calamari Show. His last name is Calamari. All I know is he's been working really hard. He was really fried. Sorry. With his incredible success with Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston is pretty much set for life. He says, quote, I don't need to work. I don't need to work ever again. So the choices that I make now should be things that I think are either fun or important or challenging. Cranston's next move has all of that. I'd go to Broadway to see this. He's making his Broadway debut in a role far from Walter White, playing former President Lyndon B. Johnson in All the Way.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't that sound cool?
That sounds fantastic.
I'd go see that. Cranston plays Johnson during his first year in office following the assassination of JFK and explores both his fight for re-election and the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I'd love to see that.
I mean, does it seem to you that Johnson is sort of the recent era of presidents, underreported and the most complex?
Yeah, I think he was a dick.
Oh, I guarantee you he was a dick.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
I think there was a lot going on there.
Oh, a lot going on, and I think he really knew how to be president,
Yeah.
and he loved being president.
He sure
So,
did.
I'd go see that. Bryan Cranston on Broadway. Who wouldn't want to see that?
LBJ, bitch.
The slavery drama 12 Years a Slave won the Academy Award for Best Picture on Sunday, making history. Do you know how it made history?
No.
It's the first movie from a black director to win the film industry's highest honor in 86 years of the Oscars.
That surprises me.
British director Steve McQueen's unflinching portrayal of pre-Civil War American slavery won 2 other Oscars, including Best Supporting Actress for newcomer and beautiful woman Lupita Nyong'o, and Best Adapted Screenplay based on the memoir of Solomon Northup, a free man who was tricked and sold into slavery in Louisiana. And it is, I think, going away. I mean, it lapped the field. It's that good a movie. I think it deserved the Best Picture Oscar.
So the director was not the guy from Bullet.
No, he's dead, Rob.
What?
Yeah, cancer.
I didn't even know he was sick.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. 79-year-old. This is just a sweet story I put in the News You May Not Need to make you smile. This is just so sweet. 79-year-old Alden Hiltunen, or Hiltunen, Hiltunen. Alden Hiltunen lives up in North Michigan in a town called Ora. And for the past 22 years, he hasn't been able to see because he has macular degeneration. But recently, he got his vision back when doctors at the University of Michigan implanted a telescopic lens into one of his eyes.
Oh, how amazing.
Truly spectacular technology that they can do this. Apparently, things are still pretty blurry for him, but he can see well enough to recognize faces and read and write again.
No kidding.
And one of the first things he did was sit down and write a note to his wife that simply said, "I love you, Glenda." Isn't that an amazing story? I love this.
That's so
It's
cool.
happening.
Alden's grandson, Kyle, posted a photo of the letter online last week, and now it's going viral. That should go viral. Kyle said that when his grandmother saw it, she immediately broke down in tears, and she said that everything that they've gone through to get his vision back has been worth it. I thought that was just a really, really cool story.
Can I add a quick capper to that? If anyone still has the Letterman show last night in your TiVo, watch it and stay through the final guest. It is a military veteran. He was a quadriplegic. He had his both arms, both legs blown off in an accident. And
That's not a quadriplegic. That's a quadruple amputee.
Yeah.
forgive me.
Yes. Right.
Okay. He had 2 arms put on his body. It's the first time this operation has ever been done. He comes out. He's out there and he does the Letterman show. And the thing is not the amazement of seeing the operation, but he is so grounded and so cool about it, and it makes you feel great about medicine.
And there's synthetic arms that
No,
he has?
they're human arms. It's
Human arms.
transplanted onto his body.
Really?
First time it's ever been done. But the thing again, the
Jesus.
technology is one part of it, but this guy,
His attitude.
he's so great.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely worth watching.
So an actual full arm transplant on either side of his body.
2 arms.
Wow, that's great.
With his prosthetic legs, he's driving.
That's truly amazing.
It's a
That's
great, great story.
Well, let me bring us all back down to earth after all this sweetness and light.
Yes.
Time for a little something, something.
Okay.
These are some Hall of Fame criminals.
Oh, no.
On Friday afternoon, security guards at a Walmart in Porter, Texas. Now, listen, I do try to offer balance with the news.
You always do.
With Rob's tip in, all the more important that I really balance this out. I think I've succeeded.
Good.
And I've succeeded significantly here. In Texas, they caught a brother and sister shoplifting. 26-year-old Cameron Beck and 25-year-old Charlene Ellett.
Right.
When the tested positive for meth, so both of them were arrested for possession of a controlled substance and shoplifting.
It's best.
That's when Cameron asked if they could just charge his sister, since she had just been in jail and she had a record.
Oh, no.
It's bad to sell out your sister like that.
It is.
But it's especially bad considering what happened next.
Oh, it gets worse.
Cameron and Charlene were locked up in adjoining cells, and as the cops were filling out booking reports, they saw the two kissing through the bars.
They're brother and sister.
Well, the cops asked him about that. They said, "What the hell's going on?" And they explained that Charlene has a different father, but the same mother.
Oh.
And ever since Cameron had gotten out of jail, they've been living together in a motel and having sex.
No!
I know. Now, in Texas, sexual contact is illegal between any siblings, even half-siblings, so both of them were also hit with a prohibited sexual conduct charge. And that's not all they were hit with.
Really, Mike?
Yeah, they were hit with the lucky stick.
Jesus.
That's all I got. Yeah. Thought it was appropriate.
You know what? You don't need any more than that.
Lucky. Lucky.
I'll kiss whoever I want. God.
We'll take a break, come back with the magic audio of all and Rob Spiewak right here.
Can you make it easier for me to understand?
Oh, my God. Gotta love that crystal meth, don't you? Welcome back to the show. Rob's Magic Audio of all this brought to you by our Amazon page. We love Amazon. You will, too. Go there today. Check it out. Short pants, garden tools, snow plows, hair dryers, whatever you want.
Buy Blizzard Wizard.
Sweaters, sweatshirts.
Office supplies.
Kicks, your brand new pair of kicks you can get. I just got a new pair of kicks on Amazon, and I haven't even opened them up yet.
I bet you can jump higher than ever.
I'm really excited. My new gravity ones that have a little spring in the step. Get anything you want at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon today and every day. A great way to save money and support the show. Remember, click Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com and don't be afraid to bookmark it, bitch.
Thank you.
Let's open up the audio vault for today, Tuesday, March 4, 2014, Rob Spiewak.
I love a good prank. I especially love a good prank when it points out the stupidity of a certain segment of our population.
Okay.
And that is the local news host.
Yes.
This is a guy, his name is Nick Pruer, I think it's pronounced. P-R-E-U-H-E-R.
I watched this guy's work. This guy is dedicated. He picks his timing right, and he deserves mad respect from everybody, in my opinion.
Now, on this first tape, what he's done is he's put out a fake cookbook that does not exist.
It doesn't exist.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
So he gets booked. I'm sorry to steal your thunder
you're
here,
fine, you're fine.
but I'm into this. He gets booked because it's the holiday time, and they are desperate for content. So nobody vets the book.
No.
Nobody vets him as an author. They just say
lazy,
super
yes.
deluxe lazy, anchors, producer, everybody, because this guy's going to be the cooking wizard that goes on the local TV show.
They
This
are
is so fantastic.
They are so lazy in the booking and the vetting, but that's almost made up for with the fake enthusiasm.
Oh, absolutely.
Check out this introduction when they bring him out.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Because none of this exists. This
It's
will
all
make
fake.
make your skin crawl, but it's really on the news.
Chef Keith Gerke is here, author of Leftovers.
Also, not even his real name.
Keith Gerke.
Keith Gerke.
Chef Keith Gerke is here, author of Leftovers Right, Making a Winner of Last Night's Dinner.
Pretty good title,
That's
right?
a great book title.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yes, leftovers are my thing. My mother, Mama Gerke, grew up making creative, fun leftovers. And, 9 times out of 10, you're throwing leftovers away, or I feed them to my dog. I've got a dog.
She goes, he's so crafted.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
Almost
like
perfect.
BS statistic.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you're throwing leftovers away. The thing that we didn't mention in the setup is that he's going to make food, but he's going to make food that's completely and totally disgusting.
Wow.
And talk
Make
about how
them taste
popular
it.
and he's going to make them eat it.
But she goes,
great.
yeah.
Little dog champion, Cathan, Fable Little Star, and
Right.
she loves it. She's a you-know-what, but she doesn't deserve them. Your family deserves the leftovers.
But
So
sometimes it can be like, the same turkey over and over.
Exactly.
So you're getting creative here.
let's get started here, yeah.
There's a great montage on our show Facebook page. You can watch. One of the things he does is he takes an ice cream cone, fills it with gravy, puts a scoop of mashed potatoes,
In the ice cream cone.
and then corn and cranberries on top of it.
Oh, my God.
He also makes a smoothie with ham, string beans, and gravy.
And he puts it in the blender. It's so disgusting.
And makes them taste it. Here's
like,
one more.
that's not bad.
Here's one more that he does. It's a very small taste.
Right.
Let's talk turkey. I mean,
Okay.
we're talking Thanksgiving, we're talking turkey.
How cute that is.
And I think a lot of people, they don't like turkey, because what I hear over and over is when they microwave it, and when it has the smell, it kind of, it's like, you take off the lid and it's like, who farted, or what, and it's like, what it is, I found, there's bacteria that forms like a flatulent smell, or kind of like a bathroom smell.
Not
but it's
true.
fine, it's perfectly safe, you just
Okay.
put it in enough stuff, it doesn't matter.
And it just covers that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Case in point, we got right here, you've heard of ants on a log, the
Right.
kindergarten favorite with celery. Here we have ants on a leg, a
That's so
clever
cute. Look at
spoof
this.
on that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is really
yeah.
cute.
Why don't you take a bite of these? These are actually good if you get a cranberry in the
What he's done is he's taken a drumstick, covered it in mashed potatoes, and put cranberries on top of it, and making her pick it up to eat it.
It's just, because then you got your mashed potatoes and it's all in one. Kids have a lot of fun with this.
They have a lot of fun.
Now,
Yeah, it's
Ants on a
convenient.
leg.
Now, one of the things he did, and I read more about this guy, is that he was there during the holidays,
Right.
and there were no restaurants open, so the food that he used was day-old KFC.
Oh,
That's
Was
what
it
he
really?
brought.
Now
what
this
he
is
used.
this is my favorite part because they go to the plug that he's going to be doing a signing, and there's no signing.
Listen to the way he covers
There
this.
never has been
This
a
is
signing.
fantastic.
This is so great. And again, the guy's name is Nick Pruer.
All right, so come meet Chef Keith today. You are going to be at Barnes & Noble at 1 o'clock. He's going to be signing copies of his new book.
Actually, I should say, I just checked my email before, and I might have to cancel the signing because the books have not arrived.
Oh, well, okay, never mind.
Could I mention my charity real quick?
Sure,
though? It's called
absolutely.
the Leftovers Project. We're asking, it's like a canned food drive, but with leftovers. So you bring your leftovers a week old or less
Yeah.
down, and we reheat them. It's at participating Walmarts. And just we ask if you bring a Tupperware container, be okay with losing it. Sometimes they get legs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
walk
yeah,
away.
right.
But
That's a great idea.
So it's leftoverproject.biz.
The book is called Leftovers Right,
Oh,
Make a Winner of
my
Last
God.
Night's Dinner.
Biz.
Look for that at bookstores. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks so much for having
We'll
me.
put more.
Did you see the one where he knocked over the whole table?
Yes, and he does it on purpose, but makes it look like an
So
accident.
he's
over
done this
it.
multiple times.
Oh, done it. He did
All over the place.
Like
That's
Michigan, I think, is where he cut a wide swath.
He does
through there.
a road Road show, I think it's called Found VHS or something, where he shows tapes of himself and other people doing things like this.
It's fantastic.
But I applaud him.
Amen.
And not because he's so great, but because the news people are so stupid.
Well, I don't blame the actual anchor.
It's the producers. That put
the
them on
producers,
camera.
this guy supposedly is legit. They don't vet.
They're
That's it.
all guilty.
They're all guilty.
And now, Mike, the dog that when he barks, he says blah blah blah.
Okay.
This is a dog. With that in mind, I'm sure you all saw the video of, because of these same storms that we went through, the huge wave that hit the restaurant in Santa Barbara and took out the window. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see this.
It's a seaside restaurant, looks like a brunch, and a wave comes up and takes out the entire window and floods the restaurant.
Wow.
It's pretty dynamic to see, but the sound is good too. Check this out. Mike, this is the Moby Dick restaurant.
There are people that are eating there?
Oh, yeah. You'll hear this. Listen. Just eating.
Time to go. Here, it's okay. It's good.
Everyone needs to go out.
The place is flooded. It's one wave that takes out the window and floods the entire place.
Oh, my God.
And we close, of course, with Letterman's take on the Oscars.
Anybody see the Academy Awards last night? Of course, you had Bette Midler, you had Liza Minnelli, you had the tribute to Judy Garland. It was the first openly gay Academy Awards. The show, of course, was banned in Arizona. That's another story.
That is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Everybody stay safe, especially here in the D.C. area and on the East Coast and Mid-Atlantic, because the roads are still crappy. Beware of that. For all technical support questions regarding the Mike O'Mara Show, please contact our man, Matthew Bloom, Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for our show can be sent to TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. And remember, the official TMOS e-voice line is open right now.
Wait, what? When?
I don't know.
Okay.
800-440-8167. We'll see you next time. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
Hey! Before you go, remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus. A special offer just for our listeners. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows. Or go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Now beat it!
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.